Welcome to Freeside. Wow, I haven't been here in quite a while. You know, I mostly run through this area, and well, that's why I'm here. Today I'm just going to be spending time in Freeside and experiencing only things I can do in Freeside. Basically what this means is I can only do quests that are available in Freeside. I can only get weapons that are available in Freeside and supplies that are in Freeside. So basically, I must be self-sufficient with Freeside. And with that, let's get started. So of course, I started in Doc Mitchell's house. I can't really get past this part, but I named myself Mr. Freeside, and we're gonna use a nice goatee with this. Or beard. Well, kind of a goatee. Yeah, whatever. But for my skills, I pick 10 luck and just evenly distribute them. I then pick guns, medicine, and speech for my skills. And for my traits, I decided to do skilled and, to make it interesting, wild wasteland. So I can get some wild wasteland encounters while I'm there. I then dropped everything, as you can see. So I'm going to leave absolutely no weapons, no aid, no ammo, no nothing. The only thing I cannot drop is my caps, which, I mean, it's just 18 caps, and I'll be able to make some money anyway, so it should be fine. And with that, I just teleported to Freeside. So we officially have nothing. I haven't been out of Freeside. All I had to do was step out of Doc Mitchell's house, because otherwise it would have been bugged. So with that, I'm now in Freeside, and this man immediately came up to me and wanted to fight. He did not realize that I am a master at punching, and immediately he died. First fight went very good, very good. I immediately got a easy apparel and a police baton. So first piece of weapon unlocked, and it's not the best weapon, but you know, this'll do to make it through Freeside. So with that, I then went on the run looking for some stuff. Now, there's not too much around here. I kind of just looked around, you know, found these dumpsters. I found a couple things I could sell, because cigarettes, I could sell them for like a couple caps and make some quick money. Then helped this guy. I helped him kill this little rat. You know, gotta be nice and Freeside. Also, 5 XP, very useful. Now, this would be very useful. The bed that can heal you to full is a very useful thing, because I won't have too much access to healing at the start. But, you know, as you can see here, the pump, I still have to pay for water. So, yeah, I can't get some healing supplies early. Basically, I would have to wait till later to get some more. I then found this cool barrel. It's rolling. Yeah, so that was a fun barrel to find. And then I came across this building. I don't know why. I thought this was modded. Is this? I can't tell if this is a mod. So, I don't know why I thought that building was modded, but I then came across this outpost here and had a campfire. Make me think I should have gotten survival. Should have probably got some survival for that, but whatever. So yeah, survival would have been way more useful here. Basically, yeah, I don't know why I didn't get it. I mean, it could have been useful, but I also think, it wouldn't be too useful of a skill, because there's only really a couple of animals in Freeside. But I just kept exploring after this. Honestly, not too much. There'd be a lot more. Ooh, first enterable area. So inside the Cerulean Robotics building, this is where I came across a couple rats. You know, I was talking about not a lot of animals. I guess this is the only time you could find some animals in Freeside, at least from what I found. I then decided to rummage through actually everything here. You know, I talked about only having 18 caps at the start. Well, with this, if I just steal everything here, or, well, not really steal, just take it, I would have a lot of caps I could actually do stuff with, or maybe gamble with, because I do have 10 luck. So, that's why I just decided to grab every single thing I could, basically. And with that, I just looked around the rest, and there wasn't too much. There was a couple bits of scrap metal. There was also a repair bench and everything. I made some lead, and then I went outside, and this is where I found my my first Wild Wasteland event. And let's just say it did not go well for them. You know, when I had this baton, yeah, let's just say it did very well for me. And I was able to kill them all pretty easily and get some extra weapons and stuff I could sell. So, very useful overall. And went back to pushing a barrel like it's a soccer ball. Yeah. At this point, I was kind of just looking for everywhere to explore around before I did some quests. And I think I pretty much looked everywhere in Freeside. With this, I went to the strip gate, and everything was pretty much found there. So I went to the Atomic Wrangler and decided to grab a couple side quests because, well, I needed some money, and I decided, you know, I'm going to do some of the side quests, of course, while I'm here in Freeside. Because, I mean, what much else can I do? I went to both of the Garrets to get both of the quests, then I went to gamble. Now here, I kid you not, I was gambling with 10 luck, and I kept losing. Like here, the dealer got blackjack 2 times in a row when I have 10 luck. I don't know if this is like normal for 10 luck, or I just got super unlucky here, but I just kept losing. So after I lost, I got like 90 XP and it leveled me up to level 2. So this is what I took. I basically distributed my stats a little bit and then took Swift Learner. I then had to go back to James Garrett, sell him more items just so I could keep gambling. Now after that, I gambled a lot more. And this time it was a lot easier since I already had quite a lot of caps because I sold that, and with all that, I just kept gambling, and then I decided, you know what? I'm gonna go to roulette, right? I'm gonna gamble at roulette, you know, hopefully make some money there. You know, no, I actually lost a lot of money when I went to roulette, and then I went to slots, you know, and I lost even more. So back to the blackjack table until I eventually got banned from the Atomic Wrangler. As always. So I went up to the cashier, turned my chips in, and everything was sorted. I now had a lot of money I could do stuff with in Freeside. So I went to Francine Garrett, talked to her, and I bought a room. Now, I don't know if I just didn't know where to look at all, but I swear, I went around all these rooms looking for where it was. I found this one room that I think she was talking about, but it said it was owned, and I couldn't even sleep in the bed. So, I don't know where my like room was supposed to be, but I could not find that. I went to Dixon here and bought a bunch of jet while I was going to Mick and Ralph's to get some weapons. And I'm not gonna lie, I think he sells jet for like the least amount of money in the game, because it was only 7 caps per, which is really good. I then bought a nice katana because it was probably the best weapon I could have bought, and I'm gonna test it out, let's just say. So overall, after testing out this katana, it seems to be a very, very good melee weapon. Even though I only have 4 strength, it still worked out very well. I then decided to go do my first quest, which was collecting debts. Sir, your debt is due.
How's it going?
I went to Graffs and got the money from him first, and that was pretty easy. After talking to Graffs, I went over to Santiago, got his money, and also recruited him for James Garrett, so that was pretty good. Oh, hello good sir. I then went down this alleyway and met this Freeside thug, okay, and he was not very good at his job of trying to rob me, because he did not realize I bought a katana and was wearing a nice gambling suit I got from the casino. So, yeah, things did not work out very well for him and his gang, because, yeah, they all ended up gone. And with that, I got one of the best items. Ooh, spoon. And I went over to get my last debt, and with that, I completed the first part of the debt collector quest. So, I went over to Francine, but the bad thing is the next part of the quest requires you to go actually into the strip, but The strip is not Freeside, so sadly, I cannot continue the quest with the current rule set. So I went to go do the other quest I had, and went over to Beatrix to get her to go help out Garrett, and yeah, it was pretty easy. Honestly, I just spoke to her. Apparently I had the item I needed to make her go to the Atomic Wrangler, so that was pretty lucky. I talked to Ganon, but you need 75 science for him to actually come with you, so he did not want to come with me. I talked to Julie Farks. She said she needed a quick supply line, so you have to basically go to Garrett to get the full supply line for her. But to help her out with the other quest she has, you just keep giving her items, so you kind of just keep buying stuff from her and giving it to her back. So I don't know where she's getting all of her items, because I'm just giving her the items she already has. But I then went over to the Silver Rush to get another quest, and I was messing around with this recharger rifle. I don't know why I'm saying this, but you know, it was a fun I don't know, it was fun messing around with it. About it. So I spoke with Gloria, got the quest, and I would be the best bodyguard the Silver Rush has ever seen. The first customer. You know this guy? Yeah, we can't let him in. Very, very not nice guy. And then we had a gambler. Let him in. He seemed like a nice guy. This guy didn't let me search him, so had to turn him away. You know? But here, this guy, very nice guy, very nice man.
Hey,
hello,
looking
man.
for something?
Sure, you can go in.
We're supposed to pat everyone.
You know, he couldn't possibly do anything bad. He couldn't possibly do anything too bad. Okay, maybe he could just blow up the entirety of the shop. First day on the job. And Simon got mad at me, and I kind of had to talk to him, you know, just talk to him about the situation. Yeah, that didn't go well, but I made a lot of money, so very nice. And I just basically took everything else from the Silver Rush. Yep. Overall, very good profit from that. And I did get very good combat armor that I could sell, and also some combat armor that I could use. So, overall, a very good profit. And the guy who was advertising them also was very unhappy with me. But I just dealt with him. And then I went over to Mick and Ralph's to basically offload all this gear. And I'm not gonna lie, I thought because I didn't have a lot of barter, it wouldn't even be worth that much. But yeah, it was actually worth quite a bit of money. I made like 1,000 caps. Went over to James to talk about the followers, and he was willing to help him out, so that part of the quest was done. But the issue is, to finish his quest, I need to have 50 science. So, of course, when I leveled up from that, I dumped points into science, right? But I needed a total of 50 science to actually, like, finish that quest. So I went over to Julie and talked to her about the Garretts. I then went back to Garrett to talk to him about the followers, and he got everything set up, and everything was good. We had everything sorted with the followers. Then it was time to start the landmark quest in Freeside. The one everyone knows because it's literally an achievement in the game. We talked to the king, and after speaking with the king, it started GI Blues. So my first goal was to take this guard and basically see if he was scamming. So I ran with him, and this is the entire reason why I got medicine at the beginning of the game. It was basically to check these bodies and make sure that they were dead so that this quest could be progressed. Now, I know you can just punch them and it'll also progress it because they'll wake up immediately, but I don't know, I just got medicine because it's easier. So after that part, I went back to the king. Then I had to go to this guy Roy in the followers camp and basically talk to him about how he got jumped, and talk to Wayne, and he basically gave out some information about it, and we came to the conclusion it was the NCR. So after talking to the king, he basically was like, you know, we gotta deal about this. We gotta deal with this. And so I started to deal with this by going over to this missionary guy, and basically I have to answer a quiz about the NCR, and got it very easily because I know a little bit about the NCR. So I went into the NCR's base of operations, talked to Elizabeth Kieran, and basically she was just not giving too much information. She only really said they were giving out supplies, and so I went to go tell the king that. After this happened, another king ran in, and he was like, hey man, bad news, bad news. You know, Pacer's getting shot, and this guy has a gun, but doesn't want to shoot back. So all I did was I ran over, talked to Pacer, and decided, you know, I'm going to help him because he's getting shot at by the NCR. So what I did was I at first tried to just use, like, my guns I had, but that did not work well since, yeah, I kind of died. So I decided to switch over to the katana, which was a way better weapon. Again, even though I have, like, no melee or strength or crazy strength stats, I'm still able to just absolutely devastate with this katana. I love this weapon. Great weapon. Great weapon. And went back to the king, completing that quest, and getting me 2 level ups. So with that, I dumped some points into getting science up, and also just, I guess, dump into speech. Didn't really know what else to dump in. Now, here's a controversial perk point that I did, which was intense training. I did that for strength just so I could do some extra damage with the katana. I then also put in my last stats. Again, they didn't really matter. But I then went over to the terminal to finally hack it so I could progress my quest with James Garrett. And then I realized I have to go talk to Ralph to get a holotape. And that took a bit of figuring out. But with that, I went over to Ralph and basically had to pay him $100 for a holotape. And yeah, that was not too good because I had to wait 2 days. Good thing there's a wait in this game, because if I had to sit there for like 2 days, I'd just kind of be running around Freeside at that point because I've done pretty much everything. And around here, this was towards the end of the playthrough, and you know, I officially can deal with these Freeside thugs without any issues. I then uploaded the routine to the robot, and we finally finished it. So, went over to James, and I finally completed the quest. That completes the Atomic Wrangler quest that I can actually complete. I then lastly dumped some points into speech, and then I took toughness as a perk. And with that, that's pretty much everything in Freeside. And with that, thank you for watching, and I plan on doing maybe another New Vegas video. I'm not sure. I got a couple ideas, but I don't know. So, thank you for watching. I really do hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, peace.